Hey everybody, I started this project off with this sign that I got from Dollar Tree. It was just a leftover Christmas sign that I had, and I'll actually be using the back side of it just because it does have a smoother surface. So I'm just starting off by painting the back of the sign with some Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster, and I did do 2 coats of this, just allowing it to completely dry before moving on. I then got this burlap fabric. You could get it by the yard at Hobby Lobby. And I'm just placing that sign right on top of it and just measuring the burlap out. And once I had the burlap measured out to the size of the sign, I then just shortened that size by about 1 inch because I did want the burlap to be smaller than the sign. So once I had that measured out, I then just cut that burlap right off. I then just grabbed that original sign and I just started to hot glue the edges of the burlap right onto the center of the sign. So now I found this wooden heart from Dollar Tree. I believe this was in their crafter square section, and then I will be using this black and white buffalo check scrapbook paper that I got from Hobby Lobby. So I just traced that wooden heart right onto the back of the scrapbook paper. Once I had that all traced out, I then just cut that tracing right out. So now to be able to adhere that scrapbook paper onto that wooden heart, I'm just using some of this matte finish Mod Podge. You could also find this small bottle from Dollar Tree. You just want to put a generous but even amount of Mod Podge on. And then you want to just put that scrapbook paper right on top and just smooth it out until there are no air bubbles. And then you want to just allow that to completely dry. So now I got these little wooden hearts, also came from Dollar Tree. I'm going to be using the white one. It did have a hole on the top, so I did just cover that up using this lightweight spackle that also came from Dollar Tree. You want to just allow that to completely dry. And then I didn't want the heart to be too bright. I wanted it more of like an ivory color, so I just applied some more of that Waverly chalk paint right on top of the heart. So now let's go ahead and put this all together. So using some adhesive glue, or you could use E6000 with a mixture of hot glue, I just began by putting the buffalo check heart right on top of the sign that has the burlap down. You just want to hold that down for about 10 to 15 seconds. And then I put that white heart right into the center of the buffalo check hearts. I got this green vine ribbon. This also came from Hobby Lobby. I believe this came from their Mr. and Mrs. section. So I just hot glued that all around the white hearts. And I think this just really made it pop. I think this looks so stunning. I then just created a little bow using some jute string, and I just hot glued that right at the top of the white heart. And then I also had these Scrabble letters. I just spelled out the word love, and I just hot glued those right onto the white heart as well. And I think this just came out so precious. I then got these half wooden cut beads off of Amazon. And I'm just gonna put those at the top and the bottom of this sign. So I'm just using some hot glue just to adhere those beads right down. And I wanted the beads to match the color of the sign. So I just went over those with the Waverly chalk paint and the color plaster. Now, if you're creating this project yourself, you can stop right here, but I wanted to make my sign look a little bit more weathered and rustic. So I'm just going around it with this Waverly antique wax. And you want to just have a small amount of antique wax on your paintbrush. So if you feel that you have too much, you could just dab some of that excess right off. And what you're doing is just doing a dry brush method with that antique wax. So you're still seeing that beautiful white coming through with just a dash of that rustic look to it. And there you go, guys. I hope this inspired you to create your own. If it did, please be sure to sprinkle the love. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks. Bye.